Here we are, day 22 of the Personal Freedom Revolution Challenge video series. Wow, you made it to day 22. Congratulations. You know, I was going to talk about cognitive psychology today, but when I woke up and I thought about day 22, I thought about Tools to Life, and I said, what did I do in Tools to Life on day 22? What was so important about that day? And then it dawned on me, the big bump. And the reason why that was such an important day was I learned through working with people and really testing the Tools to Life program that people just ran out of fuel. They ran into their old patterns of behavior and they stopped. And so I wrote that chapter and put it in to refuel people, to re-energize them, to make them look at why they keep starting and stopping. And that chapter has helped so many people, and I question sometimes whether or not that chapter should really be at the very, very beginning and say, this is what's going to happen to you, because so many people don't even ever make it to day 22. Like I told you, day 2 is hard to make it to. In Tools to Life, I see from when people start day 1 to day 2, there's an immediate 50% drop. People don't make it to that second day. We had 750 people sign up for this challenge. Probably only a few hundred started, and from that, there are probably only going to be about 75 that finish. Amazing. 10%. And I got to tell you, in most self-help programs who actually finish is 2 to 3%. People order these products on infomercials, and they're all gung-ho, and they're going to do this, and they're going to do that, and they get the package, and they never even open it up. And I'll tell you a funny story in the podcast to reconfirm how people don't even notice what is in those things because they're not doing them. How many people join gyms and don't continue? In fact, gyms don't make their money from the members that are going to the gym. If all the members who actually belong to a gym showed up, the gym would be in trouble because they couldn't handle it. They know only a certain percentage are going to keep going, so they can sell much more memberships than they have capacity for, because we don't follow through. Because we get enthusiastic, we get an idea about change. For instance, all those people that signed up for this challenge, they thought to themselves, God, I really want to create change this year. This sounds great. It's even free. Even free, they couldn't do it. And even free, and even with getting benefit, the people who even started couldn't keep it up. Only a few could. But now what? Where are you going to go from here? It's not just about keeping it up. It's about actually integrating the thought pattern. So have you really, really been doing your grateful list every morning and every night? Have you really been waking up with the morning affirmation and really digging in and getting enthusiastic about it? Have you really been stating out loud that you are resolved to do your personal best? Have you done it every day? Are you going to continue to do it? Why do we stop? There are many reasons. We've gone through a lot of them in looking at the blocks. The voice of seduction, the thinking that, this doesn't make a difference if I skip this day, all these different areas. So we've really gone through a lot of the things that cause the big bump. But one of the things that we haven't gone through is the idea that you're not seeing huge, humongous change right away. And that really makes us feel like, what are we doing? And we get bored. We just simply get bored. We're doing something over and over again, and we don't see these big results. And we get busy in our lives, and we fall back into our routines. And that's what happens with New Year's resolutions. You get so enthusiastic. You're really, really sure this is the year that you're going to do this or do that. How many of you, even though I said don't make New Year's resolutions, went ahead? And how many of you are even continuing with those? It's really, really hard. One of the things I talked about in fear is that to really conquer fear, the desire has to be stronger than the fear. To really conquer the changes that you want, your desire has to be stronger than your old patterns of behavior, than bumping into yourself and saying to yourself, I'll get back to it, or I don't have the time, or it's not making a difference, or anything else that you're thinking. The big bump, as I discuss in Tools to Life, the bump we bump into that stops us from creating the results we want in our life is ourselves, is our old thinking pattern. That's why you really have to dig in and create a new thinking pattern. Your old thinking pattern has been with you a long time. It's been very repetitive. It's said the same thing to you over and over again for the last 20, 30, 40, 50 years. So you've had that tape recorder going off in your head telling you all the reasons why you should stop, or you shouldn't do this, or why you should do this, or why this is okay, and you play that tape over and over again. In order to combat that, you really got to dig in and play this new tape over and over again. Really recite your grateful list, really wake up loving your smile, really being resolved to be your personal best, and then using the tools. Using that reverse tool at every choice, and really seeing that you can pave a new road to a new destination. You really are very powerful. Of course, like I talked about yesterday, not when you make excuses. But you have the power to stop all that. You have the power to recreate yourself. You have the power. It's an exciting adventure if you take advantage of it. So will you be one of those 75 that finish? We'll see. I hope I see you at the finish line. I hope, though, that you realize that once we get to the end of this, what you're going to be doing is making commitments. All of this work that we've been doing is to get you ready to make commitments to which you are going to create some real changes that you really want, because you'll be prepared. It's like we've been in boot camp, getting ready. And if you just do this work, if you stick with it, and then you stick with your commitments, this is going to be an amazing year. So don't hit that bump. Don't hit that bump and not get back up. And we'll talk about setbacks as well, because setbacks are okay. But you got to get up and you got to keep going forward. So no bump today. Keep going, listen to the podcast, read the notes, do your affirmations and grateful list every day. Use the tools you're learning. Don't make any excuses. And tomorrow, we're going to discuss how you can really change those mental patterns. So I'll see you then. Thanks for listening.